Hello Stratters, welcome, I'm Binkabi, and this will be a deck tech with Enduring Ideal in Modern. So this is one of the decks that I think could be and should be played a bit more than it is. It's kinda rare to see a combo deck that doesn't utilizes the graveyard in any way, and this more or less requires you to resolve one spell and then you would win, more or less. So the deck is pretty straightforward. You have the classic blue package of Sleight of Hand, Serum Visions, Peer Through Depths, and then we also have See Beyond, and that's an important card in the deck. I'm gonna get to that in a minute here. 4 remands, tempo, cycles, protects, you know the stuff. 4 Lotus Bloom, 4 Pentant Prism for fast mana, and all of this builds up to the spell Enduring Ideal, which says that you get to search your library for an enchantment and put it into play, and then shuffle your library, and then you can't cast any more spells for the rest of the game, but you do get to copy this on every upkeep, every one of your upkeeps. So the plan is to go grab Form of the Dragon, which basically makes you a 5/5 dragon. Your life resets to 5 every end step. So if you have 1 life, it goes up to 5. If you have 40 life, it goes down to 5. So on your upkeep, you get to shoot 5 damage at something, and creatures without flying can't attack you, since now you're a dragon. So it's moat and it's a win condition in one. This one, together with Phyrexian Unlife, basically means that they have to attack you for at least 5 and then do 10 damage, not very likely, or damage you down to 0 and then attack, which is kinda hard to do with only flyers. We also have Machine, the Mind Cage, which gives all creatures -X -0. So if you play this as well, their creatures basically have no power. And to round it off, we have Dovescape, which makes all non-creature spells transform into X/1/1s instead. And that's just not good enough, because Machine makes them useless. So when you get to full lock, you will do 5 damage a turn, you won't basically be able to die, non-creature spells doesn't work, and nothing have any power, so that's pretty good. The downside, of course, is that you could draw these cards, and then you can't search for them. So we have 2 ways to counteract that. We have See Beyond, which makes you able to shuffle 1 back in. If you're like me, you're gonna draw like all of them, but hopefully that won't be the case for the matches. And we also have a Mistveil Plains. It makes you able to put a card from your graveyard at the bottom of your library, so as long as you can lock them in some way, like Machine and Dovescape, you can just keep drawing cards until you have to discard to hand size, discard Form of the Dragon, put it back on the bottom of your library, and then you can Enduring Ideal it back. So that's basically it. A bunch of basics. 1 Boseiju in the main, pretty good card to have access to. For the sideboard, I've done something a bit unusual, I would have to say, but we have a second Boseiju, pretty good. We also have 4 Silence, which is pretty good. It depends on what kind of counterspell deck I'm facing. If it's one that reliably only uses like counter spells and have a hard time putting pressure on you, then Silence is really good. I don't think Silence is very good if they can put pressure on you, so there's that. More Phyrexian Unlife. It could be nice if they have like Kasali Pridemage or something. They could actually destroy something, and that's not what you want. Aura of Silence, basically the same. It makes it hard for your opponent to resolve artifact and enchantments, and then you can destroy something. Like if they play Leyline of Sanctity, for example, you could destroy that. A Nevermore, and that's one of the techs I'm most interested in because some cards you just can't beat, like, I don't know, Emrakul, for example. We have a privileged position, basically gives permanent hexproof, besides this one, but it will be hard for them to kill your enchantments with only non-creatures at a pace where you can't Mistveil Plains it back and put it in again. Blood Moon also against Tron. Overall, I think Tron is the worst matchup I can imagine because Emrakul just trumps everything. And we can't kill it, we can't make it small enough to be insignificant, and Annihilation is horrible. So the best answers I could come up with was Nevermore and Blood Moon, and I'm not certain that that's enough, but we will see. 3 ley lines against discard and burn and stuff, and I actually added a Perplexing Chimera. I think that's a pretty fun spell to have access to. That could also work against Emrakul, for example. So take that. So pretty flexible, fun card. I'm gonna see if it works, but probably won't. But it could lead to some fun games. So there we have the deck. Let's run it through a couple of matches.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, it really helps us out. You can find us on Twitter at MagicGathStrat, Facebook /MagicGatheringStrat, or on the web, magicgatheringstrat.com. There you can find articles and free prize-supported leagues. This is all brought to you by our Patreons and cardhoarder.com. If you enjoyed this content, please consider supporting us at patreon.com/MagicGatheringStrat.